Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ever Forward Mindset YouTube channel. I'm Michael Rebella. I'm the host of the Ever Forward Mindset podcast and the president of Ever Forward Capital Partners. I haven't had enough coffee today, so give me a minute. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about consistency. So actually, I almost forgot to do this video today because consistency is a bit of a problem with me. I was actually on a networking call this morning for real estate. And all of a sudden, my mother was like, hey, aren't you supposed to do a video today? And I was like, oh my God, yes, you're right. So staying consistent is very important, but very hard. So let's walk through that today. So what is consistency? So honestly, I didn't even know what consistency even meant until getting into this business, until getting into mindset. So hopefully this will help break down consistency for some of you, especially those that produce a lot of content, for those that do a lot of marketing in jobs or different businesses, or if you do your own marketing. So let's break it down. So consistency is the ability to stick to a routine, habit, or strategy over time. So absolutely, I agree. So for routine, I'll give you a quick example. Every morning I get up at, I want to say 6 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock in the morning, no matter if it's like cold or if it's warm, whatever. So out here in Arizona, I don't have to worry about rain or snow. But what I'll do is I'll walk outside in the morning for about maybe 15 minutes, and then I'll come inside, or come back to the house, and I'll do my workout here, and then I'll go on with breakfast. I'll get my day ready for work, and then I'll just continue on with my day. So that's my routine, and that routine helps develop that consistency. So I just keep getting consistent with this routine over time. That just becomes autopilot. So anyway, that's at least my example of routine. And then a habit. You know, in the mornings, I've always had a habit of just waking up early in the morning because my brain has just been so consistent with waking up early that at this rate, I don't even need an alarm, which is a lie because I sleep like a rock. But anyway, consistency along with a routine will help develop these habits, and they're very good habits, but you also want to make sure you're not developing bad habits. So if you're being consistent on a negative level, then you can develop negative habits, negative routines, and a negative strategy over time. So make sure whatever you're doing consistently is positive. So, and lastly, we have a strategy. So I'll give you an example. I have a choice between two markets for real estate. I have where I am right now, which is Tucson, and then I have Phoenix, Arizona. I really want to sink my teeth into Phoenix because it's a hot market. But what I really decided first before Phoenix was to tackle Tucson's market first and to see what kind of investment properties it has. So my business partner told me, you know, you should really stay consistent and really dial in and focus on the Tucson market, because what if you don't and you spread out too thin and you can get overwhelmed? I'm like, that's fair enough. And knowing that with me being consistent, I could talk about the Tucson market like pretty much like the back of my hand to say, you know, this is the rent growth, this is the job growth, the population growth, the trends that we're seeing over these years. So it shows that you've done your due diligence, and it shows that you really have been knee deep into the marketing or market aspects of the real estate sector in Tucson, for what I do at least. So it helps develop that credibility and, you know, that trust with investors, potential partners, brokers, insurance brokers, whoever. It just develops consistency overall, or trust and credibility overall. Consistency also builds discipline, reliability, and momentum. When you become consistent for such a long time that you just get this momentum that's pretty much, well, consistent, but it's basically you're at equilibrium. So let's say you're consistent on reading a book every month. You're going to get that momentum to start learning quicker. You're going to start to absorb more knowledge. And it also builds discipline. So let me talk about discipline really quick. When you become consistent, like what I do with my workout in the morning, you know, going for a walk, working out, it helps discipline myself to do this every single morning because I don't even think about it. I just get up and go do it. Like, 6 o'clock, got to go outside. And I did. So it develops that mental discipline for myself, especially when working out. But it could also help discipline in either relationships or business. So it also has reliability with it too, because you can rely on that consistency and that habit, routine, and strategy over time to help build more credibility and to help build yourself further. And not only that, you could do it pretty much almost stress-free. Like you don't even have to think about it. So the more consistent you are, the less you have to think about it. And also, successes in any field, business, fitness, investing, or relationships, and requires consistent effort. Oh, 100%. I mean, that's what I was just saying, like pretty much in almost every example. So consistency applies to business, fitness, investing, or relationships and requires consistent effort. There's that word again, consistent. So yes, consistency, I hate this word at this rate, can help develop pretty much any aspect of life as long as you stick to a plan or stick to a strategy, a habit, or something over time and refine it. All right, let's talk about why consistency matters. Build habits that lead to long-term success 100%. The more consistent you are, the higher chance you are of success. Of course, that's good consistency, where you're building yourself better and bigger every day, and you're always moving ever forward. But if you're not, then you might want to change it up a little bit. Like I said, it increases credibility and trust with others. So if you're talking with business professionals and you're really dialed in on a niche market, like Tucson, for example, and you could talk about it like there's no tomorrow, that's going to develop a lot of credibility underneath you so that when people talk about, for example, a market such as Tucson, people are going to go, you know, I know this guy that knows this market really well, or is an operator, knows operators in the Tucson market. They're going to refer to you because you've got that credibility. It also strengthens self-discipline and mental resilience, 100%. I'll give you an example. If you stay consistent with maybe cutting back on different foods and snacks and whatever, it's going to help you get that mental resilience for you to prevent yourself from not doing that because you're training your brain and your body with that consistent effort to avoid those foods and those snacks. And actually, you know what? Where can I use this as an example? This right here, the phone, the greatest tool but the greatest distraction known to man. I'm actually filming with the phone right now because I don't want to buy a $4,000 camera. If you put your phone away, let's say you're out on a date and you're tempted to use your phone, don't use it. Build that mental resilience to give that person, your partner or your date, that attention, the full attention that you can give them. When you're working, give your work full attention. The phone can wait. Now, mind you, if you use your phone for work purposes, stay consistent with your work. Don't open Snapchat or TikTok or Instagram, which I'm very prone to. I'm not going to say I'm perfect with this. But to develop that consistent effort to avoid that so you can still build yourself better and bigger, that's the key point right there. And also, and lastly, it produces compounding results over time. With your business, if you dedicate, let's say, 4 hours of business a day to, like, let's say, real estate or entrepreneurship, anything. If you take 4 times 7, that's 28 hours a week. So if you're really consistent and really just drilled in on work for those 4 hours, that's 28 hours a week. There's a lot you can get done in 28 hours a week, and imagine how far you're going to get. There's a lot that you can do in 1 week. So that's why staying consistent is very important. But let me tell you how. So how to stay consistent. Set clear and achievable goals. So prior to this video, if you haven't seen it, I would really recommend you check out my goals video, the importance of goals, because that will really make this clear and better to understand. So when you want to be consistent, set a goal. Like, for example, I want to complete 30 minutes of work, of solid work. Did I say 30 minutes? I mean 30 hours of solid work in 1 week. So now you take it, okay, how much do I want to dedicate? What do I want to research? What do I want to work on? How much time do I want to dedicate each day? And stay consistent with that. And then eventually you're just going to do this almost like you're not even going to think about it. You're like, oh, all right, I got to do, let's say, an hour of work. So that's a goal that you can do. Let's say you want to lose weight, or if you want to do more cardio. All right, I'm going to do 30 minutes of walking a day. Boom, there you go. You've got a goal. And now in my last video, on my goals video, I talk about being specific, but you can also just use like these quick small goals that will help you develop bigger and more specific goals. So there's a key strategy right there. Create a daily or weekly plan, 100%. I have my planner, which is buried on my desk right now, but I use my planner almost every single day to develop a consistent habit of writing down what I need to get done. How much time do I need to dedicate to a specific project or a specific task? So I'd highly recommend maybe writing down your goals or writing down what you want to get done. Track progress and adjust as needed. So let's say you fall I'll give you an example. I fell behind on my market research a little bit. So I was like, okay, I need to adjust what my priorities are so I can finish my market research, so I can stick to what I said and stick to my goals and my plan. So adjust if need be. But remember to stay consistent as much as possible, but also make goals and efforts that are not like out of reach, because then you'll get discouraged. So don't do that. And stay accountable. Mentors, partners, or journaling will help you stay accountable. My business partners are great with that to help me stay accountable. I actually did a few months ago. I did a Lubbock, almost did a deal in Lubbock. It was 135 units, multi-family property, and my team was helping me keep accountable. Like, did you call this person? Did you do this calculation? Did you get this this piece of financial paperwork? And just doing that really helped me to pick out the key things that I need to be consistent with or I need to grow on. So, like, for example, I need to get better with the phone calls. I need to get better with the data capturing, I guess, or the data analytics. So that was a really good learning process for me of how to stay consistent and what I really need to get done, and how your team or a partner or journaling can help. I guess writing down your goals and making a schedule is really good, like a weekly plan, or create a daily or weekly plan. That's also a part of journaling. So use this right here. This really helped me a lot. It'll help you stay consistent as well. That's why a lot of people use mindset coaches. They use business coaches, and a lot of people journal for that reason, just to stay consistent and to stay ahead of themselves so they don't fall back. And then lastly, it develops resilience and push through setbacks. So when you stay consistent, you're going to have the less tendency to fall back or to get into more obstacles, because you know what needs to get done. Your mind understands what needs to get done, and you just follow the process through. So that will definitely help you a lot. And now lastly, our last slide is our summary and overview. Success is built through consistent actions, not just motivation. Motivation, I'll give you an example. Motivation is the spark. Discipline is feeding the fire. So if you don't have that discipline to feed the fire, then your fire is going to die out. So stay consistent with giving it some air, giving it some more leaves, giving it, a log to keep that fire going, to keep that fire hot. That's what consistent actions can do for you. So if you're taking consistent actions towards your goals or towards whatever you want, either for your business or personally, you need to stick with that. Because if you keep doing those things, success will follow. Small habits today create a successful future, 100%. For example, if you take the habit to maybe get up early in the morning, to win the morning, and then to win the day, wow. This will definitely help you build yourself better and bigger and build your future that you want to achieve. So make sure you do that. Make sure you create small, good, and actionable habits for yourself to keep growing, to build that future. And lastly, whether you're in business, investing, or personal growth, stick to the process and results will follow. 100%. If you stick with consistency, and if you're consistent with your goals and your actions, success will follow. Trust me, I know. I mean, basically this whole past year and a half has just been consistent growth. So consistency is key. I can't speak today. But anyways, I know this was kind of like a mouthful for consistency, but hopefully you guys understand what consistency means from my perspective, so I can help teach you guys. I know that hopefully you understand a little bit more of what consistency means and how much you can benefit from it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. And have a wonderful Wednesday. Go take those actionable steps, build yourself better and bigger every day, live better, live bigger, and always move ever forward. Take care, everyone. Have an awesome day.